Down on the Farm. I'm your host, Larry Marble. Thanks so much for joining us today on one of our 14 affiliate stations. We're brought to you proudly each and every day by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, it's time to take a look at the movement of corn, beans, and wheat, courtesy of John Tuggle. The Federal Reserve Chairman Powell stated in a speech day before yesterday that the interest rates were still too high, gave no indication that the Fed was ready to reduce rates anytime soon, and warned that additional rate hikes could be warranted. That, along with the persistently weak export demand for U.S. corn and beans, set those markets sharply lower as corn closed down by 7 and beans down by 26. The market seems to be paying little attention to the Midwest forecast for heavy rains over the next 5 days that will delay the harvest, nor the extreme heat much of the production areas in Brazil, with little chance of beneficial rains in their forecast. USDA reported disappointing new export sales for the U.S. for the period 9/8 through 9/14. The new export corn sales, 22.3 million bushels, and soybeans, 16 million bushels. New milo sales were essentially zero. Corpus Christi's Public Elevator and ADM opened for milo trucks this week from 7 a.m. to 10:45. Timco Houston is open this week from 7 a.m. to 5. Anderson's closed this week for repairs. For help marketing your grains, trust John Tuggle, Tuggle & Company Corpus, 361-852-5207. We're on the line with Jody Fry from Producers in Cargyle, San Angelo. Jody, how did the sale go?
Went pretty good. 785 was the total today. More cattle than what it looked like we was going to have leading up to yesterday evening, especially. Market was a little lower, calling these calves and yearlings mostly $2 to $4 lower. I would say most of that decline coming on those fleshy heavyweight calves and the lesser quality calves. The better quality calves we had today were trying to trade about steady. Slaughter cows and bulls, the slaughter cows calling those $1 to $2 lower, calling slaughter bulls about steady. Not enough bred cows or pairs on the market to really test that. 400 to 600 pound steers, better quality steers, 215 all the way up to a high of near 285. Didn't have a lot of those choice 3 and 4 weight calves to pick from today. Mostly in that weight range from 225 to 255. 600 to 800 pound steers, 190 to a high of 255, mostly 205 to 230. Better quality heifer calves, 190 to 240, mostly 205 to 225. Slaughter cows, average to high yielding from 83 to 99. Several of the highest yielding slaughter cows from $1 to $1.15. Thin or very low yielding cows, that would include some of the longhorn cows from 60 to 77. Slaughter bulls, average to high yielding from 93 to 113. Several of the highest yielding slaughter bulls from 114 all the way up to a high of 132.
Now, what are we anticipating next week?
I look for more sheep and goats. Sunshine, mild weather over the weekend. We did break that 5,000 mark on Tuesday. I look for at least 6,000 or more. Look for a pretty good market from what I've heard here at the middle of the week going toward the weekend. Good run Tuesday. Next Thursday, would like to mention West Texas Rehab Sale. That benefits the West Texas Rehabilitation Center. We will have that in conjunction with the regular cattle sale on Thursday. So come out if you're in the immediate area. You're sure welcome to come join us. They'll feed us a noon meal sometime between 11 and 12 on Thursday.
Tell us how to get a hold of you, Jody.
You bet. 325-653-3371. That's the office number. Mobile phone number is 234-7895.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, let's take a look at meat moves. USDA estimates the week's federal slaughter for hogs at 1.938 million head through Thursday. Looks like the national pork carcass cutout value dropped 47 to 98.75. Neighbor, as we go toward the beef side of the meat equation, we'll see that wholesale boxes reported 76-cent higher choice and a 32-cent stronger select. USDA says federal slaughter 498,000 head through Thursday. As we look toward the fat market, we see that we're still reporting 183 to 187. Most of the sales 185 in the north. Texas sales have remained unestablished as of Thursday. Going into today's cattle on feed report, looks like the inventory is projected to be 2.3% lower. Placements are expected to be 6.7% lower. The average estimates for marketing's 94.7% of last year. Neighbor, there's your meat moves. Neighbor, I want to remind you about my friends Stephen and Terry Lehman at Lehman Pipe and Cattle. They've got used sucker rod in 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, and 1 inch, and they've got used oil field pipe, the #1 structural, straight, no holes, splits, or heavy scale, 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6 5/8, 7 5/8, 10 3/4, and 16 and 24 inch diameters. Also, from time to time, they see some #2 pipe available at a reduced price. Truckload discounts and delivery also available. They also have cattle guards. They make them from 10-foot wide to 30-foot wide, depending on the customer's needs and wants, with or without wings or cross gates. Also, the heavy-duty concrete beams to set them on. Stephen and Terry Lehman, Lehman Pipe and Cattle. Email them at lehmanpipe@gmail.com or call Stephen at 979-966-3447 or Terry at 979-820-8155. That's Stephen and Terry Lehman, Lehman Pipe and Cattle.
All righty.
We're on the line with Leroy Kruger. Leroy, how's the bull business?
Oh, it has struck up a little interest this week. We've been having people calling and sold a few and getting them tested and getting them ready to go. And people calling asking about what's going to be coming and when. And I'm going to try to get off and go make a northern excursion here before long and look at some Charolais bulls and Angus bulls and stuff. And
Right.
try to get things going. We got a nice set of Pole Hereford bulls and a few horn bulls there at the house and Angus bulls. We sold our main bull the other day and got him delivered, but got a couple of Charolais, but just, a few little hole pluggers around there for people that get to buying here. But we're going to have some fresh cattle come in here in a few weeks or a month, something like that, when it cools off a little bit.
Well, good. We'll be watching, telling everybody how to get a hold of you, Leroy.
They catch me on the mobile at 830-570-0660.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling.
You bet. Thank you, Larry.
Hey, neighbor, we're here with Tracy Phillips of Homestead and Ranch Real Estate. They specialize in Texas farms and ranches and custom homes on acreage. Tell us about the ranch at Maynard Creek.
I would love to share. This 277-acre ag-exempt ranch offers live water, which is still flowing in this drought, plentiful wildlife, and picturesque views, and is located only 17 miles west of Junction.
How about water and electricity?
It does have electricity already brought into the property, as well as a well that has already been drilled with a 250-gallon storage tank.
What about wildlife?
There's an abundance of wildlife on this property, including axis, trophy-sized whitetail, aoudad, black buck, dove, turkey, just about everything you can imagine for the area.
Well, it sounds like a western hill country property that's perfect for hunters, the natural enthusiast, or someone just wanting to build their home in rural Texas. How can people get in touch with you, Tracy?
Well, that's pretty easy. They can call me directly at 512-393-9996, and I will definitely return your call within 24 hours, or they can visit our website at homesteadandranch.com.
Tracy, thanks for being on Down on the Farm.
Thank you, and you have a great day.
We're on the line with Rodney Butler, Beeville Livestock. Rodney, what's Friday sale looking like Thursday late afternoon?
Oh, we're tagging on a little over 300. Oh, got a few Packer cows, got some palpates tomorrow, got a handful of black cows that are pairs, and mostly good calves. Got a good set of yellow calves up there, probably about 80 of them. Charolais steers and heifers mixed. They're probably weighing around that 5 to 6.5. Then I got 2 pins of good black calves over here too on the other side that are cut steers and heifers mixed. So we're gonna have a good sale. Got some good cattle to sell tomorrow, sir.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Rodney Butler in Beeville.
Yeah, you can call me here at the sale barn at 361-358-1727, or you can reach me on my mobile 645-5002.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you Sunday.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'd like to remind you about George Weichel and the good folks at Wholesale Steel, San Antonio Steel. Heavy-duty lifetime warranty on their cattle panel. The standard duty panel also. Heavy-duty and standard duty pasture gates. They're a new Preferred dealer, and they'll beat anybody's prices on the Preferred products. They've got Stay Tight 50 and Stay Tough fencing both. Cattle work in pens. They've got 2 Texas locations. They've got the San Antonio store. Call 210-624-2000 or the Hearn Bryan College Station store, 979-280-6100. Now remember, that Hearn location is off Highway 6, and the San Antonio location is there off Texas 16. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 4. You can find them on the web at wholesalesteelsa.com. Of course, that's the San Antonio store, or wholesalesteelbcs.com. And that's the Bryan College Station Hearn store. Oh, and by the way, tell George Weichel that Larry Marble sent you. We're on the line with Klein Spear. We're getting ready to talk about the cattle sale that he had. Klein, how did it turn out?
Went well, Larry. We had 800 head today. Packer cows, I'd say, $3 to $5 lower this week. The bulls, I thought, were pretty steady. Calves and yearlings on the good quality, I thought were fully steady on them. Those plainer cattle, I'd say $6 to $10 cheaper on them. Just the plain cattle are hard to place here going into the fall, but still dollaring out pretty well. Choice steers, $1.85 to $2.60, and those lightweights $2.20 to $3. Choice heifers, $1.80 to $2.40, and those lightweights $1.95 to $2.80. Crossbred steers, $1.75 to $2.40, and those lightweights $1.95 to $2.80. Crossbred heifers, $1.70 to $2.25, those lightweights $1.85 to $2.70. Stocker cows, $90 to $1.30. Packer bulls, $1 to $1.27. Those breaker cows, $98 to $1.10. Those cutters and canners, $80 to $95. The Shelly cows, $35 to $60. Had a few pairs today, kind of $9 to $1,400 on them, and the bred cows, $1,000 to $1,600. So overall, still holding together here pretty good.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for sheep and goats next Tuesday and another cattle sale again Thursday week.
Give us a call at the office, 830-278-5621. My cell phone, 830-591-3241.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye. I'm down on the farms, Larry Marble. I'm with Tony from D&D Farm and Ranch. Tony, you got news on T-Post?
Yes, sir, I do. Right now, our 6.5-foot American-made 133 T-posts went down. They're at $5.99, and that's if you buy one or however many you need.
Well, tell everybody how to get that great deal in this new price drop on T-Post.
Well, they can reach me out at 830-379-7340, extension 162.
We've been with Tony from D&D. Tony, have a good day. Help those people when they come by to buy T-Post.
Yes, sir, sure will. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're on the line with Joshua Garcia, Karn City Auction, LLC. Joshua, how did last week's sale go?
Oh, it went real good, Mr. Larry. Ended up with about 600 head of cattle, I think totaling to 597 head, with 129 head of sheep and goats. And I tell you what, market's still holding strong. Good cattle still selling good. It's a pretty good thing in these weather conditions.
Good. Walk the pens with me.
We ended up with 96 sellers and 50 buyers. On the Packer cows and bulls, number one cow is 94 to $1.08. Number two cows 50 to 93. Bulls 80 to $1.27. Stocker cows, bred cows 900 to $12.50. Didn't have any pairs last week. Steer and heifer into things 2 to 3 weights 245 to 320. 3 to 4s 225 to 290. 4 to 5s 225 to 280. 5 to 6s 213 to 252. 6 to 7s 208 to 235. 700 plus pound steers 199 to 223. That 223 weighed 780, dollared out $1,739. That's a pretty good ticket. On the heifer end of things, 2 to 3 weights, $2 to $275. 3 to 4s, $2 to $235. 4 to 5s, $215 to $240. 5 to 6s, $205 to $226. 6 to 700 pound heifers, $2 to $222. 700 plus pound heifers, $180 to $2.
Good. Now, what do we got coming for this week?
Well, at the present time, it's a Thursday evening. There's about 75 head already under the barn. Know quite a bit of cattle coming tomorrow. Going to be some pretty good strings of cattle. A lot of 10, 20, 30 head deals. I know we got a few lined up to haul tomorrow. So overall, it's going to be pretty good. Got a few decent bred cows already in. Got palpate tomorrow evening, and they'll be pretty nice. So I imagine we'll end up with that 600-700, give or take. And want to remind everyone, next week, not this Saturday, next Saturday, we're going to have our first annual customer appreciation sale. It'll be our 1-year anniversary of me and my wife owning the sale barn. So come on out for a free lunch and watch some good cattle sale.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
You can reach me on my mobile at 361-649-4578, or you can reach me at the office phone or my wife at 830-780-3382.
Neighbor, it's time to take a long look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle & Company, Corpus. Milo through Corpus in September, Dees Plus 110, 1045, Houston 1054, Progresso 1027, Brownsville 1063. Yellow corn to Corpus in September, Dees Plus 25, 5 1/4. Houston, Dees Plus 40, 515 1/4. Progresso 580 1/4. Hard red winter wheat to Houston, September delivery, Dees Plus a dime, 720 1/2. Beans to Houston, 1223. East Texas and South Texas cotton, 260 bales. Low side, 81.72. High side, 44.47. That makes the average on the 260 bales right at 82.85. Ever, that's it for Down on the Farm. Thanks for listening to us on one of our 14 affiliated stations or downonthefarmradio.com. Crop news and livestock market information, no place but my kitchen table, no place but Down on the Farm. I am Larry Marble. You are my neighbor. God bless you, neighbor. Good day.